Well, hello, everybody. This is meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Unfortunately, I'm not able to send this link out, and it's so frustrating. For the past, what has it been? 5 minutes, I've been trying to send a tweet, and it just wasn't working. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging anymore. Here we go. So frustrating technology most of the time. Just why aren't you working? None of these taps are working. No, what the hell? I just copied something and then I tried to paste it and then it pasted something from earlier today. Whatever. Anyway, so we do have some tornado warning to talk about that just happened a little bit not too long ago, and we're going to talk about the weather for the rest of this weekend. So let's jump right in here. And this is going to be starting with some radar. I see Delvin, Raymond. Hello. How are you guys doing? Thank you for joining. And yes, Raymond, I saw that. It was really exciting. I'm not going to go on for too long because the temperature has also jumped up 3 degrees in the past 20 minutes. So it's not going to go too much longer. Otherwise, I won't be able to sleep at all tonight. This has just been a terrible evening. Boston. Let's take a look at Boston for you. So let me refresh this. If it decides to refresh. Why is it that everything decides not to work at the same time? Whether it's a Windows computer, a Mac, an iPhone, an Android phone, none of them work at the same time. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this one. All right, let's switch on over here to iSlip. And this is the line right now. This is where all the severe weather is happening at the moment. And this line, this is what came through earlier. And look at this. Right by Albany there. That's sheer. That's getting into tornadic activity too. Raymond, I did not even put two and two together. Some of the states reopened to Mother Nature saying no. Very interesting. Okay. All right, let's switch to the Boston radar. Waiting for that to load. Still waiting. I think the radar site's up. There's the lightning data, but there's no radar. Oh, there he goes, popping in. The internet looks okay. Radar is just not loading. All right, let's go back here. And then let's go back here. Huh, the Boston radar is not working. Let me try Albany. Okay, yeah, that's right. Wow, yeah, look at all that shear. That was very interesting. I guess the Boston radar. I don't know why this radar keeps jumping around, too. Let's let's see. I don't know what this one is, but let's try it. Portland. That's Portland. Okay. There's tornadic activity, tornadic rotation here. That's where I want this Boston radar, but it's just not coming through. And yes, Raymond, you're right. The 7 criteria have not been met for some areas, including where you are, I think you said, right? Yes, so it looks like you said your area. I'm in the New York City metro area, so obviously that's the heart of it. And that got extended. Yeah, I'm so disappointed. Boston's not working. Well, at least we're seeing here. Oh, I don't have all the things on. What do I want? The day one outlook, too. There we go. So, Raymond, just like you were saying, there's your moderate outlook. So we have thunderstorm, then we have marginal, then we have slight. Oh, enhanced. I thought it was orange is enhanced. Was it not that? Let's see what the SPC has to say. Where is it? Here we go. Convective. No, it's enhanced. They said moderate. And Raymond, there will be another round of severe storms, but I don't think it's going to be today. And just based on here, we can see the day 1, the day 2, day 3. So really today is the worst of the days, but that doesn't mean that there's no thunderstorm risk over the next couple days, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The other thing I wanted to just briefly mention, this disturbance. This has no name yet. 80% chance of cyclone formation. We kind of saw this if you were with me, and I think both of you guys were with me on Tuesday's Games and Storms Live. But this we saw on the GFS having a bit of an interesting influence. I haven't looked at the models today, so we'll take a look at that as well. And I don't plan on going live for too long. What are we at right now? Just because I don't want the room to heat up too much. There we go. So, that is what we're going to take a look at once we start looking at the models and also the tropical names. This is the list of names for the next 5 years in the Atlantic and the Pacific. But Arthur. We have Tropical Storm Arthur would be the first one. Arthur, Anna, Alex, Arlene, Alberto. Oh, they're bringing back Alberto. And Andrea. So Arthur. It looks like that system's going to form, and when it does, it's going to be Tropical Storm Arthur. I see what you're saying, Raymond. But yeah, it wasn't from the Storm Prediction Center. It actually wasn't a moderate risk. That was categorical enhanced. And that's what I kind of like with the new radar scope. It's showing the categoricals. So there's the enhanced risk, kind of focusing there, which rightly so. There were some shear tracks through there. Let's try Boston for you, Delvin, one more time. That loaded faster. but still no radar. I'm getting the lightning data, but no radar data. Oh well. And that's really going into the edge of Albany's radar. But that line is still going to continue through the rest of the night. And when we look at the bigger radar, here's the national radar. So here's the line that we're talking about here. That's the more severe threat going on right there. And then behind it, it's not going to be severe, but it looks like just some rain we're going to be seeing. Ooh, Raymond, where did you hear that? NOAA is using the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown to update climate models. That's interesting. I'll have to talk with the Joes about that. So once this back end, because the main cold front, this is the main cold front right here. But then there's a little back end of it. Once that makes its way through, and this is going to continue to die down through the night as the sun set, the energy source has been removed now. Which, Delvin, what was the sunset time for today? Because it is getting later, the sunset, which today was actually a really nice day, just a little windy. But it allowed that heat from the day to build up in the ground. And then when you have the radiation, when the heat's radiating back out into the atmosphere, it heats up and provides a little bit more energy. But that's the back end. And we can kind of see here, let me put this in motion too. There's a really harsh line of the back end of the system. And then we have clear air, and that's what's going to be coming through for tomorrow. And it's actually going to be a pretty nice day tomorrow, too. Then we have some more. $7:59, almost at 8 p.m. And I mentioned this last time, but I still can't believe it. About one more month, we're already going to be at the summer solstice. Well, here on the satellite, quite active, and this is the system that's going to be causing some questions, and that is starting to it's probably going to develop. It's going to look like it's going to be Tropical Storm Arthur. Sorry, Tropical Storm Arthur. Oh, why Alberta was on the mind there. All right. And let's see what it says here. Yeah. This could be the first named system of the year for the Atlantic. All right, let's take a look at some of these models now. So on the GFS here, if we look here at the time, so that's about 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. And this is the 6-hour average precipitation. So it really starts to end in the overnight hours. And then tomorrow looks like a pretty nice day. And if we look at the isobars, they start to get a little bit further away. Still not what I would like, but it's going to be a little bit less breezy than today. Because today, especially before the cold front really came through, that pressure gradient was pretty high. Ooh, okay. Since Noah said that, I'll have to look that up for the next video. But it makes sense, and I know they've already talked about how CO2 levels have dropped. And also, so carbon dioxide, CO2 dropped, but also CO, carbon monoxide, which is the poisonous one, that has also dropped. Very interesting. But it makes sense. If we're not driving as much, we're not really setting the fumes of the exhaust out into the atmosphere. Airlines aren't exhausting fumes from the jet engines directly into the upper atmosphere. Very interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. We might have a climate change chat video coming up soon on that. Okay, so Saturday looks good here. Here comes that system, and probably by this point, it's Tropical Storm Arthur. And as it makes its way up, so it's going to be a close approach. But we're going a little bit too far than I wanted for the weekend outlook. So Sunday is going to start clear. But then later in the day, Sunday, and then overnight Sunday, this is where the question mark comes up at this influence between these two. So Monday, actually, it looks like it's slowed down quite a bit since I last looked on Tuesday. And this looks like it could be going into Tuesday for this kind of interaction between those two systems. And it's not Fujiwara-ing, if I can make up that word. The Fujiwara effect is not happening really. It's just a blocking pattern. It looks like the Tropical Storm Arthur is blocking this system. But there's no Fujiwara phasing or any kind of influence like that. That's the GFS. Let's take a look at the icon here. Oh, I loaded the wrong one. Okay, let's see here. There it goes into the overnight. It clears up. Saturday, we went too far. Saturday looks like it's a good day, calmer winds. Sunday starts out okay, then we start seeing those showers. Now here comes the two systems. And it is slower. So we're going to have a close approach. But I think this high that's to the north in Canada is having too much of a strong influence to allow, and this is pretty close, to allow this system. 992, do you guys think that's going to be a hurricane, a Category 1 hurricane? Are we going to have Hurricane Arthur? Or is it just going to remain Tropical Storm Arthur? That's a pretty good question. I don't want to go too far, but yeah, it looks like the system slowed down. So if there is any kind of an influence, it would be more on Tuesday, which we'll be doing the Games and Storms live stream then. And the last one here I want to go through is the NAM. And this is simulated radar. So yeah, in the overnight, it really peters off. Saturday looks like a good day, less windy. And the end of this. So yeah, it did slow down. So Monday may not have any kind of stormy weather. It was different than what I was looking at on Tuesday, or this past Tuesday. And again, it has a kind of a close approach. What did the GFS have? So the GFS, it still had it as a close approach, but it had this kind of little bit of phasing happening. Very interesting. All right. So to wrap up this, I wanted to be a quick live stream, no gaming or anything like that, just a straight weather forecast. It looks like, I'm just going to go back here to the icon. So this system is going to be tapering off throughout the night. Oh, Raymond. Saturday looks like a good day. Sunday starts out like a good day, but then we may see some showers coming through later in the day. Scattered showers here and there on Monday, not as much as what I was saying in the last video. And then this Arthur system. Bit of a question mark there, too. Very interesting look. All right. Ooh, I forgot I have my switcher button there. All right, so thank you guys for joining. I know it was kind of short. Will we go just under a half hour? That's kind of what I wanted this one to be, because now it has hit 80 degrees in my bedroom, and that it means I cannot sleep in here tonight. So I'll have to figure out where I'm going to be sleeping tonight since I can't sleep in my bed. All right. So it was interesting. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe at the little subscribe button below and the bell icon right next to that so you get notified whenever I go live like this or I upload some videos. And I know before, Raymond, you asked about car videos. I'm actually going to have an interesting car video coming out that's going to be about quarantine-specific maintenance for cars. Because with that, there are some things you want to do for maintenance with your car during any kind of quarantine like this. So definitely check back for that. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed. It was short, but thank you for joining. Have a great rest of your evening. This is meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Stay safe, stay home if you can. Hopefully you can. And we'll get through all this together. Have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you all in the next video.